All right. Welcome to Trolls Toys. Figure reviews, toy hunts, unboxing and rankings, unboxing and displays, etc. All right. Trolls Toys back at you with another video, and welcome to this week's Toy Haul episode 26. Big week already. Day one, Friday, August 1st, we went to the Emporium of Retro and Interesting Collectibles in Easton, South Easton, Massachusetts, and saw Eric and Jay. Did a pretty substantial trade, and we got what we've been eyeballing. He's hard to see, so stay tuned for another future video, but this is Storm Collectibles. Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, the baddest man on earth. He is the former undisputed heavyweight champion of the world and holds the record as the youngest boxer to win the WBC, WBA, and IBF heavyweight titles at the age of 20. Tyson won his first 19 professional bouts by knockout, and 12 of them in the first round. So he'd been hanging out, and I've been eyeballing him on all the prior trips, and we finally pulled the trigger because of the substantial trade credit to get Mike Tyson added to the collection. Also coming in from the Emporium, and this is our first foray into SH Figuarts, but they had all 5 of the WWE figures produced by SH Figuarts, so why not? We got the Dead Man, the Undertaker. We got the big red monster, Kane. We got Stone Cold Steve Austin. We got the Game, Triple H, the King of Kings. And we got If You Smell What the Rock is Cooking. So I don't have any SH Figuarts other than the one Tamashii Nation's movie realization Darth Maul. But happy to add these. Hopefully I like them, because now we got them all. Coming in from Mattel, we got Series 110, Bruno Sammartino. Also from Mattel, loose, we got Rowdy Roddy Piper as Nada from They Live. And thanks to the guys at the Emporium, I had misplaced mine, and they had this loose one that they just they felt bad, so they gave it to me. Also coming in loose from the Emporium is Rocky Maivia. Right, I think he was from the 4-pack, I believe. They had Hogan and Becky Lynch and him and somebody else, but we got him loose with his alternate hand sculpts, so that's cool, because that's really the one that we wanted. Also coming in loose from WWE and Jackass fame is Johnny Knoxville, Elite Series 101. He just comes with Fists of Fury. We can probably find some alternate hands that'll work for him, though. We got him loose from the Emporium as well. Johnny Knoxville, world champion. Too cool to pass up. From the WWE Legends Series 2, I believe this is Kamala, the Ugandan Giant. I didn't even pay attention. He's missing his robe, but that's all right. And he doesn't have his little bone necklace or whatever it is, but still, we got him on at a discounted price, so we'll have to keep our eye out for a robe to use on him. Maybe we can find something that'll be suitable. Also coming in loose from the Emporium, we got, I believe this is Legend Series 21, Hulk Hogan with the purple cape. I just thought he looked sort of like Thunderlips from Rocky 3. I don't know if that's who he's supposed to be, but price was right. So we added him once again from the Emporium. Sorry about that. I guess I got to pay better attention, because I don't know a lot about superstars, but it says he's a custom. So I don't know. George Gamble Steel, WWE Superstars, does it exist, or do I have my first custom figure that I purchased? I don't know. He looks pretty cool either way. Coming in from the Mattel Superstars line, we got one half of the natural disasters, Earthquake, and we got Typhoon last week, so the natural disasters are completed. 1985 Karate Kid, Remco. We got Johnny Lawrence. Will he stand without a stand? Probably not. We got John Kreese. We got Chosen Taguchi. We have the rather generic but necessary Referee from the Remco Karate Kid line. And once again, not sure if this is Mattel Superstars, but I think this is the Motu Masters of the Universe WWE crossover Sting. but somebody's added a jacket to him, which looked pretty badass. I think he scales pretty well with the Superstars. Let's put him next to Earthquake. That's probably how we're going to use him. Coming in via trade with one of our buddies, we got number 53 in the classified series, Sergeant Slaughter. We had just picked this figure up not too long ago, but didn't realize that he had, some of his extra hands were missing, or I did, but I thought Mad Marauder Sergeant Slaughter would fit on him, and they do not. So we'd probably trade our recent edition away and add this number 53 to our collection. All right, we had some trade credit, and we from That's Entertainment. So we went to the That's Entertainment in Fitchburg, Massachusetts, and we used our trade credit and much more, real money, but we got the Transformers and G.I. Joe crossover Thunder Machine. I don't know if you can see it, but it comes with Zartan and Zarana, and this turns into the Decepticon Soundwave, right? So it looks like we got everything, I believe, but he's just loose, no box. That's okay. Put it next to our Triple T and our His Tank crossovers. Found another chintzy G.I. Joe Extreme Ballistic, once again branded by Kenner, right after they Hasbro acquired the Kenner name in 1995. Obviously terrible figure, $3 whole. Continuing pickups from That's Entertainment in Fitchburg, we got Star Wars The Black Series, number 3, Kylo Ren. Coming in from G.I. Joe Classified, number 9, Snake Supreme Cobra Commander. He doesn't have the box, which is unfortunate, but he was on my list. He's been an elusive figure for me to find. My buddy just beat me to him in the box at That's Entertainment in Worcester. But we found him loose at That's Entertainment in Fitchburg. Now we're about to get into a massive amount of WWE Mattel Superstars and Master of the Universe WWE crossovers. I guess somebody traded in their collection of those to That's Entertainment in Fitchburg, and I wish I could have got them all the ones that I don't have, but I just couldn't do it. So we got the British Bulldog, and we got Ravishing Rick Rude, Superstars, Muhammad Ali, Papa Shango, Bam Bam Bigelow, possibly my favorite, Doink the Clown. So that's the Superstars pickups. And then we got quite a few Motu WWE crossovers. We got the New Day. Can you smell what the Rock is cooking? We got Sergeant Slaughter. Oh, shambles, his bag opened. Bear with me. Pity the fool. We got Mr. T. We got The Undertaker. We got Jake the Snake Roberts with Damien. We got JYD, the Junkyard Dog. And we got the 8th Wonder of the World, Andre the Giant. And these are all the crossover He-Man WWE figs. Like I said, this was a massive toy hunting day, so we went to the Toy Vault in North Attleboro, Massachusetts. And we got the elusive Margin Maggie. I saw this thing once at a Target and never saw it again, so paid a few dollars more than I should. But now we got the whole core family. We got Homer, Bart, Lisa, Marge, Maggie. We got Krusty, and we got Groundskeeper Willie, and that's probably about all the Simpsons we're gonna need. From NECA, we got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Colossus of the Swamps. This is Napoleon Bonafrog, and it says open box, but he was about half the normal price. Looks like everything's there. I'm still no pro, but I just love this big, massive frog figure. Like I said, never was huge into turtles as a kid. Getting into them now just because they're so toyetic. And our last pickup on this massive toy hunting day was this military fatigue looking Hulk Hogan, and he comes with Build-A-Figure parts for Mr. Perfect. These are in 2022, and I just thought this Hulkster would look great with our G.I. Joes probably, and obviously I'm a big Mr. Perfect fan as well. And I looked at the back, and the rest of this wave, if I can find them, is Zeus, who I would love to have, Dolph Ziggler, who honestly I don't care much about, and main event Jey Uso, well, just Jey Uso then, but we'd like to have him as well. And it says, the 2 biggest forces in WWE prepared for combat when the Hulkster teamed up with the Ultimate Warrior at SummerSlam 1991. And this box is not minty. And I'm probably going to open them anyway, in all honesty. But that's our pickups from August 1st. All right. Welcome back to this week's Toy Haul, episode 26. This is pickups from Sunday, August 3rd at Rietta Ranch Flea Market. And we're starting out with this big bastard. This is the Tyco, formerly remote-controlled tumbler from The Dark Knight, but I don't think it was supported anymore, and the guy didn't have the controller for it. So it's really just a big paperweight. But I looked at it, I was like, well, that's cool. And I was like, what is that? And he was talking about it had been remote control. And I know I saw people that were pissed that had this, that they can't do anything with it anymore because the app's not supported. And he's like, for $5, it could be yours. And I couldn't resist. So now it's ours. What are we going to do with it? I got no idea. I was thinking I could use it to pose some figures. Actually, one of my buddies is into the hot toys, so I was going to talk to him to see if he had any need for it. If not, we're out $5 whole. All right, we picked up this World Wrestling Federation wrestling trivia game, 800 questions, 30 wrestler cards. It's from 1998. It looked to be complete. It has been opened, but I rolled the dice. Will I ever play it? I don't know, but I just thought it was pretty cool. I normally am more of a physical media guy, Blu-rays, movies, and obviously action figures, as you guys know. But I am big into wrestling. And there was a guy there selling off his extra G.I. Joes, classifieds. And we just started collecting this. You know, we just started collecting like 9 months ago. So to get number 119 in the classified series, the Cobra Ferret Scout and the Cobra Ferret ATV, I had to bring it home. And the same can be said for number 112 in the classified series, which is Clutch with Vamp, multi-purpose attack vehicle. We'd missed out on this. We obviously have the Cobra Stinger version, but I know this is going for quite a bit more, and actually we paid a bit more, but hey, now we have them in our collection. Because I'm trying to be a completist on G.I. Joe Classified. That's the only line I'm trying to be a completist on. And we had upgraded our 1985 Remco Karate Kid chosen Taguchi to one with a robe, so we actually traded ours that was from our collection, where he's without the robe, to Toys of Yesterday, so thanks. And we were able to get Murdoch from 1983 glued to A-Team. I think this one's a little bit better than mine, I'll have to double check. And 1985 Coleco, Rambo and the Force of Freedom, Mad Dog. I just bought this guy on eBay for $5, but you know, and that's about what he was here. But I just thought, random bad guy with a mohawk, I can't go wrong. We purchased this shiny little guy for $2. Turns out he's from 1996 from Bandai. I think it's from a line called Beetleborgs, who I wasn't familiar with, but I just thought he was pretty nifty looking, and for $2, he's ours. I had to do a double take on this and make sure it was old school Simpsons, but it is, because there's Playmates, right? Looks brand new, minty, and the older couple that was selling it said, he's like, yeah, I bought them, and then they sat in my closet for 25 years, and I never did anything with them. So we brought home Ragin' Willie. You know, me and Groundskeeper Willie, right? For $8 from, on card, from the Simpsons Playmates line. And I guess technically he's from 2002, it says. I bought this 3D printed trash can for my wrestling figures. Comes with a bonus Trash Panda raccoon. It's also 3D printed. So I thought that was pretty sweet. So we added that. These little 3 3/4 guys are $1 a piece. So we got Iron Man, we got Falcon. Turns out this is a guy from Fortnite. And this is also a guy from Fortnite. I don't remember their names, so I just thought they were cool. And it turns out, I didn't know who this was, but this is Zartan, Master of Disguise from 2010. So that was cool. I got this from another vendor, Tales of the Crypt Keeper, or Tales from the Crypt Keeper. This was a short-lived cartoon back in the day that was based off of Tales from the Crypt, and we got the Crypt Keeper. I can't seem to figure out, it's ages 4 and up, by the way. I can't seem to figure out when he's from, but I gotta say it's late 90s, early 2000s. and on card, and a pretty minty card as well. So added him as well. All right, from NECA and the Lone Ranger movie, which I've still yet to see. I do own it, but I haven't watched it yet. But we got Johnny Depp as Tonto. Still in package. Package is beat, but $5. And if you watch my toy haul videos, you know me and Rescue Heroes. I don't know why I like them, but I do. So we bought these for $1 a piece. Turns out I bought the same guy twice, once with the backpack, which we'll keep, and once without. So these four, I'm just gonna flip on eBay, right? I actually sold 4 figures just like this without their backpacks, figures only for 15 bucks plus shipping, so I'll probably do the same. I do like trying to make sure that they have the backpacks. Whether the backpacks work or not, I don't really care, but I just like the way the backpacks look. And to round out our pickups from the Rietta Ranch Flea Market in Hubbardston from Sunday, August 3rd, as far as toys go, because we did get a bunch of Blu-rays. We got West Coast Avengers, Scarlet Witch, and these Marvel Legends were all from the same vendor and all on the cheap. We got Rage, who I wanted, and I'm trying to build Abomination, so I figured why not. We got the AIM Scientist. We've already built Zimnu, but we're working on Dr. Mindbender's laboratory, and we only have one of these scientists, and they're going to be like Dr. Mindbender's henchmen in my lore, so he had 2 of them, so we picked them up. And then I figured I could never go wrong with Iron Man, so we got this Iron Man, which is part of Build-A-Figure Controller, although he's the one that doesn't have a Build-A-Figure piece. And we finished it off with this hologram Iron Man, who's part of Build-A-Figure Ursa Major. We already have this figure, so I'm probably just going to look at trading or selling these 2 Iron Mans on eBay, right, to help recoup some of the expenditure that we did today. But that's pickups from Rietta Ranch Flea Market, Sunday, August 3rd. Continuing episode 26 of this week's toy haul, pickups from Monday, August 5th. We went back to one of our favorite stores, as always. That's Entertainment in Worcester, for our basically weekly perusal, and obviously always try to trade some things if we can. And picked up a bunch of wrestlers in a flea market deal that I didn't even bother putting in the weekly pickups because I just knew we were going to try to trade them, and we took some of those to That's Entertainment today. And unfortunately, they weren't interested in all of them, but we did get some trade credit, and someone had traded in all their Ultimate Editions. So we were able to pick up some old Ultimates that we obviously do not have, like 2022. One half of the Hardy Boys, Jeff Hardy. And from 2021, Dave the Animal Batista. From 2022, the bad guy, Razor Ramon, Scott Hall. And from 2019, Rowdy Ronda Rousey. They had so many more Ultimates that I wanted, but obviously couldn't get them all. Might try to go do another trade soon. I do have some other figures I've been collecting, just to see if we can pick up another Ultimate. We also picked up McCready Ultimate, which is Kurt Russell in action figure form from The Thing. I've been looking at this figure, didn't want to pay that full price for it. Looks like he's got all of his accessories, so we brought him home. And our last pickup for our Spider-Man display, this is Carnage, I believe. I'm not all up on Marvel Legends. He is missing his alternate head sculpt, but this is our last pickup from That's Entertainment in Worcester today. Coming in from Target in Millbury, Massachusetts, we got Kit, Hot Wheels Pop Culture. So we only have 2 of these, right? I got the G.I. Joe Sky Striker, and I got Kit. I'm not big into Hot Wheels. I like the Jaded Toys 132nds better, but haven't seen any of those recently. Don't know what's going on. But we're happy to add Kit. And Best Buy apparently clearing out Last Ronin stuff. And so we were long gaming, right? Ultimate Footbot. Didn't want to pay 35 bucks for him. $15 I can do. Same with this Sinja Commando and Mousers from Last Ronin. I have the gray and the white, but I don't have the Sinja Commando. And, you know, obviously NECA wanted $50 for this originally, which is crazy. Best Buy had him at $35, which I still thought was crazy. But $20, now that I can do. And that's pickups from Monday, August 5th. All right. Pickups from Tuesday, August 5th. We went back to That's Entertainment in Worcester. We rounded up a bunch of figures that you may have seen us pick up in prior hunts that we use for trade fodder. Like we had the red big mega fig Swamp Thing. We had a Hollywood Hogan extra, right, that we bought on clearance from Target. We had some Marvel Legends that you were going to see earlier in this video that you saw that we picked from the flea market, so we traded those. We took all of our representations of the Elite Ultimates that we got yesterday, which would be Ronda Rousey, Batista, Jeff Hardy, and hell, whoever the other one was, and traded those Elites in. Also offloaded Commissioner HBK Build-A-Figure, just because don't really have any attachment to that figure, but we had built it. And the British Bulldog, because we got his WWE Superstars, which is I liked way better than the Elite, so from Monday Night War, so it's gone. Mainly because we wanted to pick up this Brock Lesnar Ultimate Edition, and then they pulled this out that wasn't on the shelf in the back, so I had to get Kane, which means that my Monday Night Wars Kane Elite will trade next time we go to that sea. But we got a pretty substantial trade credit, so we had to pick up these two figures, and then as you'll see coming up next, we drove from there to That's Entertainment in Fitchburg to use the rest of our trade credit on some Mattel WWE Superstars and the Motu He-Man crossovers. Obviously gave them a little bit of real money as well on top of our trade credit, but was happy to improve our collection in those regards. So you'll see those coming up next. So we got rid of Commissioner HBK because we wanted to add Superstars HBK, which we did from Datsy in Fitchburg. We also got Superstars Mankind, and these are in plastic bags because they didn't even have them out yet. We got one of my all-time favorites, Superstars Mr. Perfect. And we also added Superstars Big Red Machine Kane. So we got 4 more Superstars added to our collection. I believe that's the next video I'm going to do, is we've dove in deep on Superstars. So we'll show you the Superstars that we have so far. A lot of them are loose, so we'll go through those first, and then we'll get the rest of them that we haven't unboxed out of the packages, so we can get them all on display. We also scored big on the Motu wrestling crossover. Once again, couldn't get them all, so had to cherry pick, but I got most of the ones that I wanted. So we got Triple H. We got Rey Mysterio as Stratos. Triple H, I guess, is Skeletor. I don't know. We got Stone Cold as Trapjaw. Oh, this is another Superstar. Sorry, I forgot about it. We got The Rock. One more Superstar. We got Hulkamania, Hulk Hogan. Now back to the Motu crossover. We got Finn Balor. And our last pickup from Nazi in Fitchburg was The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, the Motu. I think, yeah, this is a Motu crossover because he's got a damn spike ball for a hand. So there you go. All right, continuing, we were able to negotiate another trade where we received these 2 Marvel Legends, J. Jonah Jameson, J.K. Simmons in action figure form, and Zombie Captain America to go with my Zombie Iron Man and Zombie Scarlet Witch. We traded away the Scarlet Witch West Coast Avenger that we picked from the flea market this past Sunday that you saw earlier in this video, as well as a 12-inch G.I. Joe and quite a few outfits and boots and guns and things of that nature. We had one of our buddies wanting to equip or customize, make like a tactical Obi-Wan Kenobi, right? I think it was. So we were able to trade the Scarlet Witch and some 12-inch Joe related stuff for these 2 figures to add to our collection. Coming in via Best Buy, like I said, we were able to score off of BestBuy.com some clearances. So we got Commando Elvira. Right, it's basically very similar to the regular Elvira that we have. She comes with a book instead of a candle and a skull. But the biggest addition, obviously, she comes with this big ass like bazooka. Once again, didn't want to pay $35 for it, but $15 I would do. And I was thinking about trading her, but I'm probably not, right? If I'm going to be honest, because I just think she looks badass. Just because I don't want to go get the packaged ones, coming in via Target, we got 2 more copies of this Professor X Savage Land on clearance for $7.50 each. They're just going to go into my trade fodder pile for future trades, right? Because he was a Target exclusive, right? And we already have him. And coming in from one of the vendors that we normally see at the Rietta Ranch Flea Market, right? We had went last week and picked some wrestling figures for our personal collection and some to flip, and I had bought Grayskull Mania ring. He had this Rattlesnake Mountain ring, which is substantially more pricey, right? But so I decided to leave it behind. But basically what we were able to do today is the price that he gave us last time, he honored. And I was like, since I'm so big into the superstars, I had started collecting some of the retro Hasbros. Not great condition ones, but just average. So I decided to trade those away to reduce the cost of this. We did keep the Hasbros that we wanted for our individual displays, like we kept Road Warriors, we kept Mr. Perfect, we kept Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, we kept Jake the Snake Roberts. But the other 7 Hasbros that we had, we traded away so that we could get this Rattlesnake Mountain ring. Comes with Stone Cold and Hulk Hogan. And obviously you're going to leave this in the package and just display it next to the Grayskull Mania ring, which comes with Triple H and John Cena. And we had a big day at Rietta Ranch this past Sunday. Got some G.I. Joes and stuff that we wanted. So I had already talked to one of the vendors, and he was going to hold these Mortal Kombat figures for me. And I was like, yeah, I can't do it, right? Ran out of cash, and there's no ATM at that flea market. There's no cell reception, no nothing. But so basically I just picked them up from him today, and it is Mortal Kombat from 1996 by Toy Island, and I think they're like 5-inch figures. We'll measure one in a second, but just to show you the card back, we did get 3 card backs. They are all the same, right? But Sub-Zero, Raiden, Jade, Shao Kahn, Cyrax, who I don't recall, and Jax. Right, so we'll go through the figures that we did pick up. And once again, it was an all or nothing deal. So we got these 2 Lucy's. We got Raiden and Scorpion, right? No weapons. And we have Sub-Zero, no weapons, that we bought last week at the flea market for $5 from a different vendor. So we'll probably trade these 2 and the Sub-Zero that we have no accessories for away, or sell them on eBay, something. That's the other thing we do, is we try to sell a few things on eBay. Like we sold 3 things today. Didn't make a bunch of money, but every little bit helps, right? When we're to feed the collecting habit. So here we do have Scorpion with his accessories, and we'll probably do a video getting these guys out of the baggies in the future. This is Cyrax, who I do not recall from Mortal Kombat, right? But with all of his accessories. Here's Jax with his accessories. And fairly confident this is Johnny Cage, right? With his accessories. And we got Sonya Blade and Sub-Zero. Here's Raiden. Here's Jade. And our last Toy Island pickup is Liu Kang. Right? So we didn't get the complete line, but we certainly got quite a few. I know we're missing Shao Kahn, and I'll have to look and see the others who we're missing. But that's pickups from Tuesday, August 5th. And that we'll see, but hopefully that concludes the week, right? Like I said, we've added a bunch of things, right? But it just so happened to be a perfect storm where we found a lot of the items we were looking for within the past 2 weeks, right? The WWE Superstars figs, the Mo2 crossovers, the Ultimate Editions, the G.I. Joe stuff at the flea market, right? So, and then these Mortal Kombats that we didn't know we wanted, but once we saw the first Sub-Zero, I was like, man, these are badass. And so, as always, appreciate you watching.